Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nidus Anarchy series. I'm your host Adam, CIO and co-founder of Nidus, and today I want to talk about how Facebook/Meta has been wiretapping all of your data on your phones for Snapchat, YouTube, and Amazon for years using a crazy hack. Ian just brought me this article about this whole Netflix was paying $100 million to Facebook to read people's private messages. And I was like, okay, let me read about it. So I started reading through the legal documents and I uncovered something crazier than that. I'll get to the Netflix thing too, but this is way more insane. Facebook had this Onavo group within their department, and they had this team called the in-app application platform or something. And basically what they did is they've come up with a plan on how to secure all the analytics that Snapchat and then eventually YouTube, Amazon, and possibly even Twitter were sending back to their servers in their own apps. So what they did is kind of a man-in-the-middle attack. They even call it a man-in-the-middle attack in their emails, like back and forth to each other. And the term that they used throughout everything that they're so cleverly figured out was an SSL bump. So this SSL bump, what it is they would install this Onavo proxy VPN server on your phone, both iOS and Android. Then what they did is they created false, fake root CA certificates for Snapchat and then, like I'm saying, YouTube and the others, but they would install a fake root CA cert. So therefore, every time Snapchat would then attempt to go to its analytics server to deliver the analytics over encrypted SSL, they were using Facebook's bogus cert. So what happened was Facebook would then grab that packet, decrypt it because they have the private key, take that analytical information, send it to their servers, which I'll tell you what they're doing with that next too, which is insane. Then they'd re-encrypt the traffic with the real cert and send it back to Snapchat. So Snapchat never knew that their traffic was being intercepted and read. A legit man-in-the-middle attack. This is a serious 100% hack that Facebook is doing that should be illegal as all hell. So this is going to be crazy to see what happens. I don't know why this isn't blowing up in the headlines. But then they were doing this then they moved on and did it with YouTube and then Amazon, and then they're saying also possibly even Twitter. So Facebook for years has been snooping on all the analytic data between all these other apps and sending it in for themselves. Now, why? Why would they want to do this? Because what they're doing is they're building up a profile on the users for their external application use so that they know how to best target the users for their advertising campaigns, for advertising and for getting them to not use Snapchat, use Facebook, use WhatsApp, right? So they want you to stay in their ecosystem. So all of this analytic information that they siphoned out of these apps 100% illegally, that they then captured and sent off to their servers, was then being thrown through these AI/ML systems. And those AI/ML systems were tying it back to a virtual profile of you. So Facebook has, which we obviously kind of knew this, but this is bringing it all to light, they have a complete profile breakdown of you, not of just what you're doing in Meta apps, but also all these other apps that are their competitors, and they have it all lumped together. So they know everything about you, no matter what app you've been using that you thought was safe and your Snapchat stuff disappeared. Well, here's case in point, it didn't. And they have it all, and they've stored it and built this crazy profile on you so that they can then target you to either not use their apps and use the Meta apps, or for just so that they can sell for Facebook advertising dollars. Now, that to me is crazy. Now, let's get to the Netflix thing, right? So the big headline really was, well, Netflix is paying $100 million to get your private messages on Facebook. So yes and no. Really what it looks like is that Netflix kind of had I think it was the CTO of Netflix, I could be wrong on this, but one of the chairmen of Netflix was also a board member on Facebook/Meta. I'm saying Facebook/Meta because this was back in the late 2010s, like 2018, 2019. And so they had a special kind of relationship, right? So what happened was Netflix was going to Facebook and having nice fancy dinners and saying, hey, we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars with you. We want preferential treatment. We want better access than what other people have. So Facebook did it. They gave Netflix access to what they call the Titan API. It's an internal only API that gives access almost like God mode into Facebook. So with that, Netflix was able to read everyone's private messages in Facebook and WhatsApp and all their services. So it wasn't that Netflix paid for this access. It was that, hey, we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. They're averaging $40 million a year in advertising on Facebook. So they said, hey, look, because we're spending so much, give us more access, and Facebook did. So that's what's been happening. And why are they doing that? Because Netflix wants to build the perfect profile to advertise to people on Facebook to say, hey, come sign up for our services. This is what's insane. This is the privacy that you are getting stripped away from you that you don't even know that's happening on a day-to-day basis, which is why I live in tinfoil hat world, because it's like I know this stuff is going on. And it's only when you get these lawsuits that bring it to light, because they have the captures of the emails and the depositions and everything. We'll put a link to the legal docs I was reading through so you can read all this information, but it is crazy insane what they were doing. And it was basically Zuckerberg was like saying, hey, we need access to Snapchat's analytic information. We need to know what they're doing. Figure it out. And the answer was, well, we're going to create a cert. We're going to decrypt their traffic, steal it all, re-encrypt it with the real cert, and send it back on Snapchat. And they'll never know what happened with our man-in-the-middle attack. And that seemed okay. So this is insane. I thought everyone else would like to hear about it, so I wanted to let you guys know. So don't think any of your information is private. And remember, if any app you use is free, it comes at a cost. You just don't know what it is. Here's that cost. Later.